Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of TFG Radio. It's myself, Adam, as always. And tonight we have John.
Hey, guys.
And just John so far. Fingers crossed for Danny, but currently he's MIA. And Tom is perpetually MIA because he just had his 9th kid. Congratulations, Tom.
It's actually his 4th?
We're not 100% sure. We lose track. Or at least I lose track.
I think it's 4th.
Okay. I'm going with 9th. I believe it's a baby.
We should actually confirm that in our chat at some point.
We should, but we're all afraid to ask. You know what? I did ask in one of our other chats, and he never answered. So I think he's just playing sly. Congratulations to Tom, even though Mary did all the work.
Yes.
I did it.
Yes, you did.
Do believe it's a baby girl. So I think he's 2 and 2. If it's 4 kids.
I think it's 4 and it's 2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2. So. All right, one more for starting basketball lineup, and halfway to a baseball lineup. So we are in the throes of the first month of 11th edition. This is kind of a farewell. This episode is kind of a farewell to 10th. Welcome to 11th. We did record.
What? No, I even played an 11th edition game. That's ridiculous.
I know.
If I've managed to play an 11th edition game and you have not out there, that's pathetic.
We did record an episode last month, but the audio was so bad I couldn't release it. So we can.
Turns out recording with somebody in a thunderstorm is not a good idea.
No. So before we move forward with 11th, John, any last thoughts on 10th?
You know, I honestly didn't get to play enough at the end because of grad school.
I remember you played in the beginning because playing against you. I played against you, and then I rage quit.
Yes,
because of the.
I enjoyed 10th when I was playing it. I enjoyed going 1 and 5 at 2 LVOs in 10th
in a row
because I still had fun. You know, that's one of the things about losing a bunch of games is when you get to a certain point. Losing at events, if you lose 2 of your first 3 games at an event, you are playing other people who also suck, and you are likely playing other people who don't care that they suck because they know it.
Right.
At which point you're just having fun, so there's no more pressure, and so it's whatever. So both those tournaments were a good time, and all my opponents were fun games because we were just buying each other drinks and shooting the shit for most of it. And playing our game. So, I had a lot of fun with 10th. And I did not know it well enough, and I was not invested enough to, see all of the bad things that people would talk about. I'll see people complain about stuff and be like, I don't know, that's not a big deal. But it's not a big deal to me because I'm not playing all these tournaments anymore. And I'm not judging all these tournaments anymore.
Right.
So, it's a different perspective. Which is kind of cool because I'm seeing the perspective that I think the majority of 40K players see.
Yeah.
And it's not what we've talked about for 10 years. Because for a lot of the rest of that time, I was trying to play and trying to be a judge and doing all this stuff and trying to stay relevant and up to date. And now that I'm not, I'm oh, okay. 40K can just be kind of fun to play.
Right.
I don't have to care so much about winning every single one of my games.
I think, well, for me, okay, like I mentioned a little while ago when I first played John, when 10th first came out, that was when Towering Knights was a thing that could Overwatch. So
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I bet you did. So early 10th was not very fun. I still did my judging and things like that, but I did not really enjoy 10th edition. And it wasn't until the first update or chapter approved was when it kind of fixed itself and GW righted the ship. But towards the end, I didn't mind it. It everything had settled. Luckily, this time they had put out the last codex around, was it November, December, I think, with the Dark Elves.
Yeah, there was a long time for the last codex to settle in, which was nice for us.
Yeah, so we had a much longer time period of not having to worry about a new codex coming out right before the new edition. I mean, we still got the wacky stuff like the Defiler and the Tau twins, towards the end that we normally get at the end of an edition. But I still thought that the edition as a whole, at the end anyway, was in a pretty good place. And with a couple more tweaks, it would have just been it would have been fine.
I think for me, my critique would remain the same since probably, what is it, 7th edition? When were stratagems introduced?
8th. That was 8th edition.
That was 8th. I don't enjoy the bloat. Like the rules bloat. I still don't really enjoy stratagems being a part of the game. I also don't really enjoy the way the missions are done. Things just seem overly confusing. I felt like the game was in a better space when the missions, like when playing the game itself, was a little simpler. Before you had strats, before you had like the crazy secondaries and primaries, and also here's your different deployment for these ones, and here's your different map for terrain. Like, I don't know. I guess a part of me like longs for the simplicity of the 6th and 7th edition missions.
Well,
they just it was just more, it was simpler, and I understand like it was nowhere near as like, probably wasn't as fair. It was probably easier to game those missions via list building. But it was easier to roll in and like know what your game plan was and know what you were
right.
playing and stuff. And now it just seems like there's a lot. You have to know a lot. Like with 11th, I've only played the one game of 11th, which fine. And if you have not played more than me, then shame on you. Like I said earlier. But like with 11th, the whole disposition thing, I'm like, oh, that's kind of annoying. And then the whole, here's your terrain setup based on your disposition stuff. I'm like, that's also super annoying. It's over. That is bad complexity. I think there's good complexity and bad complexity for these games. And I think that when it comes to the mission design, like making it complex that way is bad.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't think it makes it so the game is less approachable, particularly for new players. And also for like, I think it's a less approachable game when you have that much complexity before the game even starts, and then the stratagem thing is a whole nother level where like you're playing your opponent, and your opponent's got a bunch of stratagems, and you have a bunch of stratagems, and you're like, got to remember all your stuff, and then try to remember what your opponent's stuff does, and then ask if you don't remember, and all that. Like, I just feel like the game is too bloated, but I still enjoy it. Like, I still like to play. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay,
but so the 10th is dead. Long live the 11th, I guess. The king is dead. Long live the king. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think I think once you dial in on what dispositions that you want to play, you kind of know what you're going to get in regards to at least the mission, and also but I know what you're talking about in terms of it seems complex at first. When I first tell people how it works, I can see their eyes glaze over. So it's not, and like you said, unless you,
my eyes are glazing over right now.
Unless you go like super basic and don't introduce the different deployments initially, it's going to be way too much for new players. But that's, luckily this time everything's in the app, including the different terrain layouts for the different dispositions. And for those that don't know, what I'm talking about is when you build your army, you can take more than one detachment when before you're limited to one. Each attachment has a certain disposition. There's 5 of them. And out of those 5, your detachment is assigned one automatically. You don't get to choose. But if you have more than one detachment, in your army, you get to choose which disposition your army can use.
And by being in the app, you were talking about the
GW app. The GW app gives you
a lot of apps out there, Adam. Let's be specific.
The GW app, which is the only one I use, gives you the disposition for each attachment.
You don't use BCP?
Well, no, it's not an app anymore. It's web-based.
Oh. Excuse me, sir. I'm pushing my glasses up my nose. It's a web app? So it's called a web app, sir?
I'm going to call it a web-based app.
Well, actually,
so it's WAP.
Oh, God. That took me a second. That's hilarious. That took me a second. I'm a little embarrassed, but that's funny. Well done. Tip my fedora to you.
So they moved the phone app to the web, basically. So everything done is on the web. So they updated their app, GW did, so that when you create your army, you put your disposition. When you play it doesn't matter when you play friendly games or play, one-off games, but in a tournament, you have to declare which disposition you're using, and that's locked in for the entirety of the event. And that feature they also have on BCP. Something else GW added was, I think they call it War Journal, which is basically, War Journal, which is basically Tabletop Battles app, but it's GW's version of it. And then in theory, I say in theory because I don't know if it actually works. In theory, you can link up that game to your matchup in BCP and report the scores that way. In theory.
Okay.
So I think you can also up your list going from the GW app to BCP. I think, again in theory, because we all know how that works. So the disposition also determines your mission, your primary mission now. So if you're a Purge the Foe and the other one is Disruption, it'll determine what your particular and your opponent what their primary mission is, and it doesn't mean it'll always be the same. I mean, not always. You could have two different primaries going off at the same time. So John, you and I could have two different primaries. We're trying to do two different things. I remember I helped someone with one game where they had two different dispositions, but they had almost the exact same primary, which I thought was weird. People seem to like Purge the Foe, and Take and Hold seem to be the two more popular ones right now. I think because they're the easiest to do.
Yeah, I think so. Easiest to do and probably easiest to understand.
Right. So and obviously because it's a new edition, we're already having I guess rules issues.
Oh, of course.
So, and luckily, as the day of this recording, which we're recording on Thursday, GW had put out an event FAQ, which is not to be confused with the actual FAQ.
Excuse me, the real FAQ?
They've done this before. What GW normally does, because they have Tacoma coming up next week.
Yeah.
And what they like to do is put up an event FAQ that supposedly only applies to that event, but everybody uses it to answer FAQ questions until the rules team puts out the official FAQ that they're supposed to put out at towards the end of this month.
Yes.
Now, ideally, the rulings are the same. 99% of the time they are. I think there was one big exception one year, but but for the most part, they usually align on what they some of the rulings they have, because there have been some issues coming up. And basically, if you look at the document, that's basically what they say. This is basically it's a document for the event, and that the document from the rules team might be slightly different or differently worded. and it's just rules and clarifications, like you can only get one command point max outside of the one you normally get.
But that's not in the core rules?
So it wasn't in the core rules, and it wasn't in the event document, but it was in the doubles event document.
Interesting.
So GW put out the event document, they put out one for singles, one for doubles, and one for teams. So there's 3 different event documents. So it wasn't in the normal singles event document, we just call it that, but it was in the doubles one. I don't know if it was in the team one.
So it's just a typo.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Clarification on the cost, what you can only do one normal move per phase. About the stratagem with the new rule that you can only use once per phase / turn. Stratagem that add units to the army. It's really all clarifications and stuff. Some of the big ones, and a lot of it was like, oh yeah, if it's grenade. Hold on one second. If it's grenade, it actually means explosives or whatever. You know, if it's tank shock, they actually mean crushing impact. Because a lot of the more pedantic players out there, because there's some abilities where I can use a grenade strat for free, but there's no more grenade strat. Do they mean the explosive strat? So it's just one of those type of things.
Oh, okay.
Basically, healing, they said you can bring a character back to life, but they're not part of that bodyguard unit anymore.
So for Necrons, that's up?
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
Now you determine whether you control an objective. They change it so that you do that before end of phase abilities.
Oh, okay.
So you do it at the first thing at the end of each phase and turn, the first thing players do, quote, and then in parentheses, before any other at the end of the phase, end of the turn rules or abilities, is determine which abilities are controlled by which players, which again affects Necrons because their reanimation protocol is at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
So
that's actually better for them.
Is it though? Because they can't control objectives. They can't use their returning models to control objectives because it's the control.
Didn't you say that you determine it at the end?
You got to determine at the end, but before at the end, rules or abilities are done.
Oh! Before at the end abilities.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I missed that.
So it's do I control it and then reanimate?
Yes, no, and then reanimate. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that is worse.
Way
worse.
They fixed the Gene Stealer cult rule for their cult ambush. They finally, so in the new edition, it didn't say that dedicated transports had to have units inside. So now they brought that rule back.
That's been a rule for a while, hasn't it?
It has, but it wasn't in the core rules for transports. They forgot to put that back. They forgot to keep it in.
Fine.
It's like they deleted it and then just didn't put it back, which is, I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah. I think sometimes they like play with things and then forget what they decided.
So they corrected setting up large models from strategic reserve, or they didn't correct it. They clarified it. So right now,
like knights?
No, like you know how when you come in from strategic reserves, then you don't have deep strike. You come in on the board edges, but you can only come in 6 inches. So right now, if you're larger than 6 inches, you come on the board edge, and you can't do anything. You can't shoot. You can't move.
Like a Baneblade.
Yeah, you can't, or like a tiger shark.
Oh yeah.
Well, now they excluded aircraft from that, so your tiger shark can come in and then shoot everything and then leave.
Stupid town.
Well, they're not the only. There was a few models. What I found interesting, but maybe not other people, was that they had a new keyword called frame, and what the frame keyword basically does, it basically says you have to measure from the hull of the model as opposed to the base.
Okay.
So what they did was they added the keyword frame to a bunch of models, and they're almost all Eldar models. Because
really?
Yeah, it's the D-Cannon platform, Falcon, Fire Prism, Night Spinner, Shadow Weaver platform, Storm Weaver, Star Weaver, Vibro Cannon platform, Void Reaver, Wave Serpent, Yunari Raider, Yunari Venom, and Doomsday Arc. Because remember, all of those have like a small base.
Yes.
So now, now by removing the frame keyword, you have to measure everything to the base instead of the actual model. Which kind of
Yeah, so those ones have to have frame because the base is so tiny.
No, they added the frame to it. Yes, so now you measure to the model instead of the base.
Yeah, especially I can see that. Especially like Doomsday Arc.
Well, yeah, because if you're trying to charge them and you can't reach the base because the model's in the way of the base.
Yeah, all those older models, Wave Serpents and stuff, you can't even get close to the base.
Conversely,
yeah,
they remove the frame keyword from a bunch of like flyers, which means you can't.
So you can't charge flyers.
Well, you'd have to reach their base.
Oh yeah, because the flyers are so high.
Right, but remember, people used to disembark from like the flyers' wings and stuff. That's why they took. I think that's why they took the frame. Keyword.
Oh yeah, that's dumb. You should have to disembark from the base.
Yeah, so this includes the Ares gunship, the Orion ship, Shield Captain on jet bike. Furtus Praetors.
Look, kids, back in my day when I ran Kron Air with 4 or 5 night scythes, you had to disembark from the base. It's not that big of a deal.
Valkyrie, Crimson Hunter, Hemlock, Razor Wing, Void Raven, Screamers, Night Scythe, Obelisk, Tesseract Bolt, Storm Raven, Storm Hawk, Storm Talon, Thunderhawk, Grey Knights, Thunderhawk, the Black Star, Blitzabama, Burna Obama, Dakajet, Hunter Rig, Kill Rig, Sun Shark Bomber, Razor Shark Strike Fighter, Tiger Shark. Oh, the AX-10 Tiger Shark and the regular Tiger Shark. So now it's all base on the base.
Yeah, that makes sense for those.
And then it's just a bunch of just FAQs. I don't know if I want. It's like 5 pages. It's like 4 pages of FAQs.
Yeah, you don't have to go through them. People can read.
Can they though?
Yeah.
And all of it is just like clarification.
Do they? Usually not. Can? Yes. People can't read.
Oh shit! What up?
Oh, look who's here. Now I can remove the MIA. Hey.
Yes.
From Danny's.
From the image.
Sorry, man. It takes me like 45 minutes to get back from the bush.
That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, well. I thought it would choke out.
Excuse me, this is a Christian server. This is a Christian server.
I'm on a roll today. Just ask John.
I say it must.
Yeah, he is.
That must be 2001, the way I'm ready back for some bush.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Well, Danny's here. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, this is what happens when there's more than 2 of us on the show.
God, can you imagine the anarchy if all 4 of us got on again?
I was just going over the FAQ, and
okay.
Not really going over the question part of it. It's a lot of stuff about like the secondaries, attaching units, enhancements. If can units get enhanced upgrades, which are enhancements. Don't let them fool you. Things of that nature. I don't know if you looked at it yet, Danny.
No, I've not. Clarifications.
What you care about is that Karn's ability still works even in a Rhino.
Hell yeah!
So
is that where the joke about Karn killing the people in the Rhino with him came from?
Yeah, because they talk about where is it at? I gotta find it first. They were talking
because I'm pretty sure that happened in one of the books.
They were talking about abilities inside of vehicles, or when they're not like on the table. And the example they used was Karn, or one of the examples they used. Oh yeah. So a unit's abilities continue to function while they are embarked in a transport? And the answer is yes, within the restrictions specified by the ability itself. Embarked units are not on the battlefield, so any ability requiring a visibility or measurement to another unit will fail. Then example, Karn is attacked. is attached to Khorne Berserkers in a transport. His ability will activate as it has no requirement to be on the battlefield and requires no visibility or measurement to another unit. I think the only measurement is to the unit he's with.
Right, yeah. It's at the end of your charge phase, so this model is leading a unit, and that unit is not within engagement range, because it's not, because it's inside a Rhino. You must take a leadership test. If the test has failed, one bodyguard model in that unit is destroyed.
Yeah, so that still takes effect even if they're embarked.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Some Khorne players were not, or World Leader players were not happy about that.
Any true world leader player would embrace that. That's just hilarious, and to applaud that decision.
Yeah, there's a lot of them have to do with like I said, like upgrades and enhancements, a little clarification on flying or the fly keyword. Danny, basically they clarified a bunch of the stuff that should have been in the core rulebook but wasn't. That were like, were just like the limit to CPs, how grenades and tank shock stratagems are actually the explosive and crushing impact stratagem, but people are a little too strict about what they didn't mention. I think they did clarify it. Was that someone brought up online? I think it was Hellstorm Gaming, that when the Sanguinor comes in using his ability, he can't move at all until the next charge, until the Blood Angel's own charge phase. So even if he wipes out a unit on the Blood Angel during your opponent's turn, on the Blood Angel turn, he can't like move or charge, because when you rapid ingress, you can't make a normal move.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so they didn't clarify that. I'm pretty sure they'll just update it when the book comes out, like a year or two from now. Sure, it's fine. And they just clarified how aircraft aren't affected by the base larger than 6-inch rule, or base can't fit or be set up wholly within. Because with the larger vehicles like the Baneblade, if they can't fit in the 6-inch reserve and they come in from reserves, they can't move or shoot. So
So
they basically amended it so it excludes aircraft.
Okay, well, there you go.
And then I learned today that Helldrake is not an aircraft. It's just a sad 12-inch moving model with fly.
Oh, boom. What's really funny is the Tyranid flyers, the Harpy and the Hive Crone, are aircraft.
Poor Helldrake. He's fallen so far from 6th, 7th edition.
Actually, I'm gonna say the Harpy's got some tech to it. I've been running one, and it didn't let me down.
Oh yeah, so that's the basic, essentially FAQ. We're not gonna go through all of it because other people have done that already. I just glad they came out with it because I am helping out with GW at Tacoma, and then LSO is at the end of this month, like 2 weeks later. So I'm just glad we have something before Tacoma. And then they said that they're gonna the actual FAQ from the rules team should come out before the end of the month. So hopefully it's for Tacoma before LSO, because LSO is on the 1st and 2nd of August. So
right,
but yeah. So, like we mentioned, 11th edition, we're only about a month in, a little over a month in. Wait, how long? Yeah, about a month in.
Yeah.
John has played a game. Danny, you played...
Hey, I played 2 so far.
Double what John played.
Are we including John's game that John and I played?
Oh, look at
that. That's my one game.
That's John's one game.
Oh, okay. Well, then... There we go. I've played 3 then. All right.
I've been doing basically learning games the whole last 2 or 3 weeks, and just organizing a quick 1,000 point league, like a learning league for the store.
Right.
So it's John's already said something about the over complexity, in his opinion, of the new edition. I do have to say, John, when I got the event companion, I noticed that it's 9 pages of like event rules and then 40 pages of just layouts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have to remember it's, five options for each type of disposition.
Yes, right.
And there's three times, it's really 15 because there's 3 types of layouts for each one. A, B, and C. So it came out to like 40 pages. So
that's pretty wild. That's what I'm talking about when I said things are too complex.
Yeah, it can seem like a bit much, but I think on the casual side, like at the store or with your buddies, I think you just put one map together and just play. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. But for those that play in a tournament or goes to events, then it's whatever your combination comes out to, I think. But so far, people seem to like it. It's not if they played before, it's not that much different. But unfortunately, there's enough differences where it does matter. I put a document for the store earlier about all the different changes, but I was like 2 pages, like 8 font, single space, front and back, and I know it doesn't cover everything. So, Danny, what are your thoughts about the game in terms of complexity?
Getting started can be a little rough in terms of getting the table set up. I will say the app, if you do the Battle Forge and you can actually sync your phone or your or what is it? Yeah, War Journal, and you can sync your stuff to somebody else is pretty good. But yeah, it can just be a little. I can see it. It's going to take some time to get used to the whole. Okay, what's your disposition? Here's mine. All right, what? All right, this is the mission I'm playing. This is the mission you're playing. Let's look up what is the recommended battle map. Okay, let's roll off for which one we're using. Okay, we're using that one. Okay, let's set it up. Like that definitely takes a little bit to get used to. I think the primary missions are generally fine. I haven't had. I mean, really, I think the most complicated thing about them is that there's often 3 to 4 ways that you score. Right? It's like in any battle round, if you do this, you score. For rounds 2 through 5, you do this, and also in round 5, if you do this, you get this. Like, it's a lot of little stuff to keep track of. So the cards are kind of essential.
Yeah,
honestly. The actual engine, the actual playing the game is very, very similar to 10, so it's really not that much to learn. Which also is a problem, I guess, because then you just default to 10s. Like I think in both of my games, I played that's not against John. Like I would forget, or my opponent would forget. It'd be like, wait, no, we all consolidate right now.
Yeah.
Like I consolidate, you consolidate. Okay, let's go. But I think overall I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the games. Again, the getting started, I feel like adds an extra 10, 15 minutes of just sussing everything out.
Is that how long it took you to get the terrain set up?
Yeah.
I think it took a couple players like about a half hour for the first time. So
yeah. Like I said, I think it's just it takes some reps to get used to, but I do like it. I mean, I thought I would kind of be like, yeah, this is kind of dumb, but playing right now, I think most people choose Purge the Foe because their missions are very doable.
They're just easy.
Yeah, but it worked because playing my games, like I've played the same list in my league, in Jeff's league's game, or the LA 40K league. I used the same list, which was designed to play very quickly. More than anything else, it's just all big monsters, but I could actually do stuff on the mission, right? Like I was actually scoring pretty high because there were, I could actually do things. And then being able to hold secondaries and not be limited to 2 active secondaries a turn, really, like I think I drew Big Game Hunter in one of my game against Dark Eldar. I drew it turn 1. And I just held, and I didn't turn it to score till turn 4 because I knew I wasn't going to get to his Raider or his Ravager until then. But it's cool to be able to just hold it and be like, well, I am going to get this. This will likely happen. I just have to, be patient. And then it also, because I had other things I could do, other secondaries, be like, okay, well, I'm not going to score this secondary this turn because I know I can do it next turn. And I don't want to max out all my points on, secondary in one turn, because you can only, if you score 25 points, you still are capped at 15. Right. So I'm like, okay, I need to, like it was in that game, I was like, okay, I need to kill the raider this turn. And that way next turn I can score this easy.
Yeah, one clarification GW did make is that anything that's scored at the end of the battle is not limited by the 15-point cap.
Damn, that makes going second even stronger.
It could be a big swing at the end.
Yeah, so if you score whatever primary, so I think that's like the last way to score on the primary card is at the end of the battle. I think it's like 5 points. So you can add that to whatever your primary is.
Right. Does that include the secondaries? Does that include secondaries?
I'd have to look at the FAQ.
Okay.
But so far it seems pretty good. I mean, it's essentially 10th edition with a few tweaks, so it's not a complete overhaul. So I haven't like had any major issues except for the same issues as 10th edition, whatever.
Right.
Some questions about the some of the rules, as always. It's some of the same issues, but because most of them are new players, it's more of newbie questions and things like that. So, I'm trying to find the secondary. For the purposes of VP scoring limits, is the end of the battle the same timing as the end of the 5th battle round? No. VP scored at the end of the battle are not subject to the 15 VP per battle round scoring limit.
Okay, so you can't do it with secondaries then. Unless the secondary says you score at the end of the battle. Because those all say at the end of the round. Okay, so you're still capped at 15 secondaries in the 5th round. That's good. So, but that just means on the primary you can get 20 points. Yeah. So that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, so I mean, like I've only played a few games, a few little like 500, 1,000 point games just to get people started. When the league starts, I think right now I'm in the league just as a filler, just to play people and actually get just games under my belt. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, like I mentioned before, I am going to Tacoma. I was asked by GW if I wanted to come help, especially because this is the first 11th edition, big 11th edition event, because there's like 400 to 500 players at the event. So I'll be there. A few other judges I know a few judges from, at least one judge from Nova is going to be there. I think there'll be a couple more judges from around outside of the GW pool are going to be there. So, so it's kind of get that experience to get the first taste of judging an 11th edition event. And also I get to see the new painted terrain up close, because they're going to have that at Tacoma. So it's be pretty cool to see how good it is. It looks pretty good so far from what I've seen online, but I think seeing it.
Tacoma is, in my opinion, their best one.
Yeah, Keith said it's his favorite GW event.
The venue's nice. It's like a lot of stuff is walkable. One of the University of Washington campuses is right there, if I remember right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a great place.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of sprung on me last minute, but luckily I had the vacation time and spots are open at work, so I could take the time off. So I'll be going checking it out. And then LSO is 2 weeks after that, so that's in Dallas. So that'll be the first FLG event that there'll be 11th edition. And then our event is the third weekend of August. So 2 weeks after LSO is Hammer Wrath. And they'll be at the store. So that should be fun. Just a bunch of locals hanging out, playing games.
Sold out?
But that's fine. I don't care.
I'm going to try and buy a ticket.
So
I'll see if I can just bully my way into that.
Even if it's just...
It'd be fun to play.
I haven't played the tournament well. 22nd, 23rd?
No, the week before that. Because the first is on a...
15, 16.
Yeah, the first is on a...
Ooh, I might Saturday. Be able to do that.
Oh, yeah, the first is a Saturday.
Yeah, it's 1st, 8th, and then 15th. So it's the 15th.
I might
2 weeks after LSO. So Carlos will be there, Kaiser. Previous Hammer Wrath winner. I think Keith is in. Keith signed up. Keith French.
What about Jeffrey?
Jeff signed, but then he had to cancel because he had a family gathering or something that weekend.
Fine.
And then Alan signed up. It's a lot of our team has signed. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. A number of our teammates have signed up, I think Oscar from our team. I think he signed up, and I want to say there's one more, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So, and Richard from our team had a kid too. Damn.
Well, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, that's because he's in Oklahoma. But so congrats to him too. We already congratulated Tom on kid number 4? Question mark 5? Is it 5?
5. I'm pretty
John
sure
thinks
5.
it's 4.
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Okay, but I don't know anything. I just said I'm pretty sure.
It's not.
I think it's 3. I think it's 3 girls, 2 boys.
I thought
that sounds possible.
I know it does sound possible. I mean, so now Danny shows up throwing a doubt onto our.
Yeah, well, I pay attention.
Oh my God,
it's fine. I'm willing to cede that ground to you, no problem.
Yeah.
You can act all high and mighty, but you remember, I don't give a fuck.
That's true.
Danny, anything else going on? You mentioned you're in Jeff's LA League for 40K.
Yeah. It's been, like I said, it's been fun so far. I'm 2-0 in the league. I played Paul and his Imperial Fists. I'm running again, big monster mash list. I'm going to probably switch it up for my next games because I don't want to just keep running the same list. I want to experiment. And then played Chris, who, was one half of the team we played when we played the little end of 10th doubles tournament.
Right.
Played his Dark Eldar, and that was a slobber knocker of a game, but I managed to pull it out.
Okay.
It was like 93-79.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's see. I finished my Age of Sigmar League. I didn't sign up for the next one because I knew I wasn't going to have time to do both, but I won Best Sportsman on that one, so that was cool. Yeah. The best award to win.
I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's really what's going on with me. I'm really enjoying bugs. I will say I really like the detachment system as I played with it more, since the little 1-pointers are really good if you couple it with one of the 2-pointers. So one of the lists I want to run is one I haven't run in a while, Assimilation Swarm, which is about like healing your own guys. And you can heal, multi-wound models and bring them back. But if you take the warrior bioform one, all warriors in your army get battle line and a 5+ invulnerable save. So I can run, Assimilation Swarm and have a lot of multi-wound, units that I can heal. But with the warriors, they also are kind of a cheap, relatively durable battle line unit, now, especially with a 5+ invulnerable that I can keep healing. So they become kind of their own tar pity in their own way.
Okay.
So that's exciting. And the list I've been using Crusher Stampede, but with the Talons of the Norn Queen. So my Norns are Norn Emissary, Norn, Invader, whatever he's called, the other fighty one, Norm Assimilator, are just better, and being able to switch their priority target is really, really good mid-game because, I'd be like holding one objective and it's like, okay, I kind of have this side of the board firmly in my control. I need to really go push on the center. I can be like, cool, I'm switching him to that's his objective that he wants to be on. Move the guy up, and again, now he's got 15 OC and a 5, and a 5+ feel no pain, and that becomes real hard to shift.
Yeah, I haven't.
So-
I haven't really looked at Chaos right now. I've been busy doing the learning classes, but if I'm going to be in the store league, I gotta buckle down and pick something. I know it's going to include at least one defiler, but outside of that, I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
If it was 2,000 points, I think I'd probably try to squeeze. I'd probably squeeze 2 in, but at 1,000, I think 1 is enough. I don't know yet. I mean, I have to play around with stuff, build some stuff. Like I said, I like the new that Lords of the Maelstrom box set that had the Raiders and the non-spiky, filigree Chaos Space Marines. So I kind of like that look. So I'll probably paint them as Black Legion still instead of Red Corsairs.
Right.
So that gives me more flexibility in how to use them. I can use them as regular Space Marines or as Red Raiders, who are basically their versions of Chosen. But I haven't locked down on a list yet. So as this league starts on Sunday, as the day of this recording, I'll probably have more info on that in the next episode. John, I know you're running around doing baseball, softball, volleyball, all kinds of stuff with the kids.
No volleyball. That's not what.
Oh, just softball, baseball?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then school?
Yeah, I'm almost done with that, though.
Okay. What I know you use your son's Deathwing, right?
Yeah, there's the Deathwing. I have Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights, the Eldar, unbuilt Necrons that need to be built and painted.
For the last 3 years, 4 years.
4, I think. 4, yes.
Oh, yeah, because we got it when the Necron, I think that was what, 9th edition? No, yeah, 9th edition. It's 9th edition.
Yeah. I do have the new Nightbringer model.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I did buy that because I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Even
I'm getting that one.
I think he's still pretty good, but even if he wasn't, he's still a cool model.
It's because I had the old one in metal, and all it does is fall apart. Yeah.
What do you plan on? Which army do you plan to use if you were to play?
I enjoyed playing the Deathwing because they're fully painted and look nice, but I probably would not play those. Although I did find the Lion model finally.
Oh, okay.
After we moved.
Nice.
Oh.
I couldn't find the Lion.
All right.
And
I knew you had it.
I have both. I have the 30K and 40K one for him, but I couldn't find either of them. So I found the 40K one. I'm sure the 30K one's someplace. So
it's around somewhere.
Yeah, it'll turn out someplace.
What do you?
I think if I was to play like Hammer of Wrath, I would take whatever it is I was going to take to LVO, which I don't know.
I was going to ask you, what are you going to take to LVO?
I don't know. I need to actually play a couple more games after August 1st when I'm done finally with grad work.
Okay.
Play some more games and figure out what it is I actually feel comfortable playing. Eldar always seems so finicky.
Right.
And very fragile for my play style. I have a very aggressive play style, so that's probably not great. I don't know. I might just fall back on Knights because they're Knights.
Yeah.
Also, the Imperial Knights, I want to get those new small guys or the mid-side guys.
What's it called?
Destrier, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's called a Destrier or something like that, right?
That's the one.
I like those. They're like the little mini Lancer dudes, and they have like a bombard cannon.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because the only other army that had bombards is Blood Angels, and I don't really like Blood Angels, so I think it would be cool to play and be like, see, I get bombards too. Yeah, I don't know. Because it's also easier to paint up stuff for Knights.
Yeah.
Because I still have a bunch of Chaos Knights. I still have a bunch of War Dogs that need to be built and painted. That's easy. I have abominants that I can build and paint, and then I want those Destroyer guys. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't have any idea, but at least I have options. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I have plenty of options. I can do it. I could even build a whole Necron army and play it, but I don't really like the way that reanimation works, like we were talking about earlier, Adam.
Oh, right.
You do your end of turn scoring and then you reanimate.
Yeah. So
that kind of sucks.
So Danny, the one clarification they made was that you determine whether you control an objective each phase before you do any before any end of phase like abilities. So like the reanimation protocols, which takes place at the end of the command phase, would be after you check to see if they control objectives.
Oh,
yeah.
I could that could definitely come up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's in there.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure I like that change for Necrons, but then again, I have the Nightbringer and I have a bunch of those like Transcendent C10 models.
Yeah, when you kill everything, it's easier.
I just run a bunch of nonsense. I also have a bunch of Night Scythes. I think it'd be hilarious to run Night Scythes and try to do like a smaller version of Cronair again, because who's going to expect it?
Right.
Nobody expects the Spanish Necronair.
Oh my God.
Well, now I'm looking at Necrons. Hold on.
Well, John has them all. He has all the show Necron models. Oh yeah, you can build that.
What not Doom Scythes, right?
Night Scythes.
No, Night Scythe. Yeah.
Night Scythe, yeah.
The only problem is the Tesla rule is still not great.
They're not aircraft.
Ooh.
They aren't?
Night Scythes are not. No, they're not aircraft. They are movement 14, but they are not.
They
aircraft.
just have fly. Yeah. That's like so that's because they're transport, right? Yeah, that's why.
I mean, they can still be set up in the reinforcement stuff of your first, second, or third movement phase, regardless of any mission rules.
Interesting.
So, I mean, they're still, they still move 14.
Yeah. But they die a lot easier now. Without aircraft.
Well, let's see, our Doom Scythe aircraft? Yes, Doom Scythes are aircraft.
All right, I might be putting some prisms on the bottom of those guys.
Yeah. Because they've got the heavy death ray.
Yeah, the heavy death ray.
Or the twin Tesla. I mean, the death ray is pretty scary, actually.
Yeah.
Especially because that sustained hits D3.
Yeah, like I was saying, the Tesla is not great. I wish the Tesla rules better.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. I probably wouldn't play Necrons anyways. It's probably going to be Knights Cast.
Yeah, you probably need more practice with the Necrons. And
Eldari. I would need more practice with them too.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how good Eldari are.
Gone are the days where you can throw 2 Wraith Knights down on the board and be like, cool.
I mean, you could, but then you're not going to get the same result.
Yeah, if I play, I don't know if I'd even play Tyranids in Hammer.
You would probably play.
I might switch it up just to try something else. Play Knights or World Eaters.
You play World Eaters. I know how you are.
Yeah, I mean, I love Knights too.
You're playing World Eaters. You're not playing Knights. You can't resist. You can't resist the siren call of Karn.
True. True. And I want to do my Khorne Demonkin.
Yeah.
Because there's Khorne Demonkin. I can even pair that with Brazen Engines to buff my Defiler.
Yeah, I still have to wrap my head around like combining 2 different detachments.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
It's not that I don't want to do it. I just have to wrap my head around.
No, I'm saying I have no interest in trying to wrap my head around it, so I don't want to do it. You're running 1 detachment.
It's almost like old school allying from like 7th.
Which is why I don't want to do this.
That Adeptus Mechanicus formation where you had the knight.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, or I can do Terminators. Ooh. I can do the Butchers of Khorne. That's pretty cool. Or Vessels of Wrath, just to make just do like a superhero hammer one.
It would give me a reason to paint the lion.
Oh, if you do Deathwing or Dark Angels.
Yeah, that would give me a reason to paint the lion.
Well, just do Deathwing then.
The Hellblasters were hilarious in my game with Danny, just by the way.
Oh yeah, those things were fucking doing
When I
the
put
Lord's
them,
work.
I put the captain and the lieutenant or somebody with them, so they had like, yeah, they were ridiculous. They were like exploding sixes and then like lethal hits on lethal wounds or whatever. It was like, I think I one-shotted the Bloodthirster, right?
Oh yeah,
Like the one
you picked him up in a single activation. Yeah.
Which is
it was brutal.
Yeah. And that was like the only shooting in that entire list. It was Hellblasters and then all Deathwing and Deathwing Knights. And the Knights had like, they were the close combat guys, I think, if I remember right.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Was it? Was it though?
For one of you.
Yeah. Well, true. Very fair.
It was a very bloody game. It was very like, hey, everybody just needs to get to the middle of the board because both of our armies just assault each other.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Well, store update, I guess. Slow and steady. Kind of. So nothing like major. I mean, we have the tournaments. We have, we got a big shipment of Pokemon and One Piece and Gundam. So.
Okay.
I mean,
these are all words I understand.
And I guess
never thought they'd be strung into a single sentence, but continue.
I guess, and I guess people are asking about the Hobbit for Magic.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's going to be a popular set.
There's
I think.
Hobbit set for Magic,
not Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit.
No, the Hobbit specifically. The Hobbit.
Specifically
Yes.
the Hobbit. It's very specific, but people keep on asking about it, so it seems like it's going to be a hot commodity.
Yeah. That's I mean, what was it? Until the Final Fantasy Worlds or Universe Beyond set, the first Lord of the Rings Universe Beyond set was their biggest selling set of the Universe Beyond series.
I forgot they did.
So it would make sense to Hobbit.
I forgot.
Yeah, because that's
they made all the people mad because they made Aragorn black.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and open up my Substack here and write an article about this one.
They also printed the One Ring, one copy of the One Ring.
Oh, that what's his name? Bought it. The guy with the tattoos on his face.
Yes.
Not Jelly Roll.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
That's right. Okay, I'm totally remembering.
It wasn't that there was only one Ring. There are other One Rings. There was only one of the Super Foil Collector's Edition One Ring.
I think he paid like $1 million for it or something. I don't know. Something ridiculous. How about that?
Ridiculous.
But yeah, and we have a bunch of leagues going on for different game systems. Still waiting on when whatchamacallit. It's crap. I just blanked on the name. StarCraft. When the StarCraft game comes out. Well, they're shipping to.
You mean when it comes out in flops immediately?
Well, they're shipping to buyers first and then retailers. So
flop.
So they're shipping it to the buyers, maybe,
big flop,
and then never to
similar to like when people do Kickstarters and ship it to people, the people first, and then the retailers get it, and then because the customers already have everything, they don't need anything. So we'll see how that goes. They have a 9-year plan.
9 years is a long time.
Yeah, well, but they only have the license for I think 3 right now.
Although 9 years does pale in comparison to the amount of time that it's been without a StarCraft 3.
Everyone seems content with StarCraft 2.
Are we though?
I don't know. I'm not in that competitive StarCraft scene. So
I don't think we are. Yeah. I wouldn't even be able to play that game competitively anymore, and I'm still not okay with it just being StarCraft 2 still.
I don't know. I
would have liked to have seen StarCraft 3 while I still had actions like response time.
We can hear you, Danny. I think we'll just call it there then. We're losing Danny because Danny can't hear us.
Apparently not.
No.
That's okay. He was at least here for a bit.
Yeah. John, any last words?
Can we just get rid of stratagems?
Oh, wow. I mean, they're not at the same level as 8th or 9th edition.
It's just more rules, Blue. I need something to make this game a little easier for me.
Oh my
I'm getting
gosh.
old.
All right, old man John over here.
I'm gonna start to wheel myself up to the table.
All right, John Cook.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna use one of those grabber hooks to move my models around.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I just need to let Danny know. Well, on my end, thank you everybody for listening. Unfortunately, we only had Danny for a short time, but a fun time. Thanks everybody for listening as always. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that other good stuff, whether it's on YouTube or on the podcast. Next show will be after Tacoma. I'll let everybody know how that goes. It'll be my first time judging. I've judged for other people before, but this is the first time judging for GW. So we'll see how that goes. We had our meeting today, and I can't really talk about it. At least not publicly. But if you happen to catch me at a bar at the event, I'll let you know. But yeah, so again, thanks for listening. Talk to everybody soon. If you do happen to go to Tacoma, don't forget to say hi. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
See you, everybody.